Hi Stitchy friends, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Kenzie from Mud Puppy Stitchery, and I am a cross-stitch designer, I am a bird nerd and a wildlife lover, and I enjoy doing all of the crafty things. So if you're new, welcome. I hope that you like what you see, and I hope that you'll continue to follow up with me on all of my future videos. And for my current subscribers, thank you so very much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. How's your past month been? Mine actually has been very, very busy. I had a fun get-together with some of my old friends, and I went on vacation with TJ to the Wisconsin Dells, which was very fun and very relaxing. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't super cooperative, but there were a lot of indoor things that we could do, essentially, so that was good. But we went to Devil's Lake State Park. We did a lot of hiking, several hours of hiking, and we actually saw over 20 different bird species that day, which was really, really cool. We also went to the International Crane Foundation, and I had never been there before, and I actually really enjoyed it. Luckily, it was our only sunny day, and so we were super lucky, not only because we had the sun, but because it's also nesting season. And so all of the birds there were extremely vocal, and we had such a good time. So if you're in the area, I definitely suggest that you go and check out the International Crane Foundation. And then after that, we had Mother's Day, and I was able to celebrate with my family for Mother's Day brunch at like a really old historic hotel and restaurant that's in the area. And oh, it was so, so cool. Unfortunately, it dumped the whole day, but we all had a blast, and we bought quite a bit of flowers as well. So overall, it's been really fun, but also very, very busy. Alright, I want to jump right into an Eagle News update. So if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know I like to give you guys a rundown of what has happened lately on the live bald eagle cams, which I link down below in the description box. If you're not interested in this portion, you can skip to this time point. But I was initially following the Minnesota DNR live eagle cam and the Decorah, Iowa North eagle cam. But as you guys know, those eagle parents did not have success in hatching any viable chicks this year, unfortunately. And I do explain a little bit more about that in Flosstube number 6, my last Flosstube. But there is a second nest that is being live recorded also in Decorah, Iowa. But this nest is near a fish hatchery. So absolutely perfect conditions to raise healthy and strong chicks. Ironically, even with perfect conditions, their first chick that hatched unfortunately didn't survive past their first day, but the second chick that hatched on April 6th is actually doing really, really well, and I'm so happy to report on that. So they're calling that chick DH2, and here is a screenshot of DH2 on April 17th. So as you can see, they are covered in white downy feathers, and they are tiny and very helpless and super adorable looking. But the next screenshot, this was taken on May 15th, so literally less than 1 month later. And you can see the incredible transformation and growth that has happened in just a few short weeks. But you'll notice that they're starting to get dark brown outer feathers that will cover up all of their fluffy down feathers. And if you look at the bottom of the picture towards his tail, these are what's called pin feathers. And these are all of his new feathers that are growing in, that are pushing through his skin. Out to the outside basically, and they're surrounded by a light colored layer of keratin. So keratin is the same thing that our skin is made out of, our nails are made out of keratin, and it actually almost looks like kind of like a McDonald's straw, and this is what helps protect and unfurl the feather as it's pushing its way through the skin, so it helps protect it on its way out. And then after the eagle does some preening, so he'll use his beak and do some preening, that white keratin layer will fall off and their feathers will fluff out and it will kind of look like a normal feather. Chicks at this stage are very much in their awkward preteen growing phase, and they look very strange and very gangly. But we don't know whether DH2 is a male or a female, and it's extremely hard to tell in bald eagles because of what's called reverse sexual dimorphism. And that means that the males and the females, they look exactly the same, except the females are larger, about 1/3 larger. But anyway, I am so glad to see that DH2 is doing well, and I can't wait to see how much bigger they'll get in the next couple weeks. All right, on to the stitching. So I have 3 whips or works in progress that I would like to share with you guys today. And the first whip is Moggy Manor, which I have the cover page over here. And this is by the Blue Flower. And I started this on April 2nd of this year. And if you've watched some of my previous videos, I think I talked about that I will be completely customizing this piece as a memorial piece. So instead of the cats, which you can see along here, I will be swapping all of them out for dogs, and I will be customizing them to look like the dogs in my life that have passed away. And instead of the Moggy Manor and the dates down here, this bottom is going to say all dogs go to heaven, and then in the cartouche above right here, it's going to have all of their names on it. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out. And I know the lighting is a little bit bad today, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you're able to see this. But let me show you what I have so far. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So the fabric is 18 count old gold by My Vintage Needle Arts, and I'm not necessarily using the called for colors. I'm kind of just using whatever I have. But this beautiful variegated blue right here, that is from Color and Cotton, and it's called Spring Rain. And I also changed the house color right here to this beautiful dark olive green. And this is also from Color and Cotton, and it is called Laurel Wreath, and I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. But I haven't done any of the charting yet for down here or up here in the cartouche. I've actually been working my way up on things that I know for sure aren't going to change. So that's kind of what I've been working on. But I've been working hard on a new cross stitch release, which I will talk a little bit about later. So hopefully now, once I have that finished, I should have some time to sit down and then plan out these nice customizations. But overall, this has been very addicting to work on, and it's actually a piece that is very hard to put down. The next whip that I worked on was Luna Moth 2 by Happy Little Mouse on Etsy, and this is what it's going to look like. I just love how this looks. And this is being stitched on 18 count navy Aida. I'm putting a book behind it, so hopefully the light won't reflect through. But this is what I have so far. And I started this on March 4th of this year. And I was working a lot on the moon right here. I just love how that turned out. And then I started working down onto his wings, and I am loving these beautiful green colors. These actually are the called for DMCs, and they just pop against this navy. I just love how it looks. But this has been going really well. The only thing that's been difficult is actually seeing the holes on this dark fabric. So I have to have really good lighting in order to stitch on this. So it does take a little bit more effort, but like I was saying before, I'm really enjoying stitching on this, and I can't wait to get back to it. So the last whip that I worked on, only for one day though, was 100 Owls by Owl Forest Embroidery. And this is actually a free chart that you can download on their website. And I had started stitching this in August of 2021. And I really need to put a little bit more work into this just because it's absolutely beautiful. But this is the little guy that I have been stitching on. So I am using most of the called for DMC flosses, and I am stitching this on 18 count moss by My Vintage Needle Arts. But like I was saying, I've been stitching on this guy, and so really not too much progress lately, but it's still something, I guess, so I wanted to show it to you guys. But I do really plan on focusing on this piece for the next couple weeks. So hopefully the next time you see it, there will be some better progress. I'll show you the full thing. It might be a little bit hard to see just because the light is so crazy here. And if it doesn't turn out, I'll just put a picture right here as well. So this is what the full thing is looking like. Oop. There we go. So it's so pretty. I just love it. And I love the barn owls at the top too. That's probably my favorite part. Anyway, so this will be staying out and a lot more work will be done on this, and excited to get more progress on it. So those are the 3 cross-stitch whips that I've been working on since my last video. But I do have some additional crafty projects that I've also been working on as well. So I bought this Paint by Sticker bird book from a local bookstore recently and have been absolutely loving working on it. It is so much fun. But it's basically like a paint by number, but with stickers, and it's really, really fun. So here's a look at all of the bird options that you get in this book. So lots of really good options, and I have done 3 of them so far. I do plan on completing this full book just because I'm having so much fun doing that. So the first one I did was the blue jay, and this is how he turned out. And then the second one I worked on was the great horned owl. I love how he turned out. And then the last one that, and most recent one that I worked on was the spoonbill. So cute. So I'm going to look at getting some cheap frames for these because I think a wall of all of these framed would be absolutely spectacular. And I think with this book you can also find it on Amazon. I think you can get it at Target, but there's a whole bunch of other options on the back, including, you know, cats and dogs and music icons and famous paintings. It's really, really fun. So I would definitely recommend getting this just because I'm enjoying it so much. I do recommend that you make sure that you have a nice sharp tweezers because that really does help get the sticker in the exact right position. But anyways, I just thought that I would share that with you guys if you needed some different type of craft besides cross-stitching. Okay, so I have 2 crochet whips that I would also love to show you guys today. So this first one you've seen before, but not for several videos actually. So back in January of this year, I wanted to learn how to crochet, and so I started with learning how to make granny squares, and I made a lot of them. I love all the colors that I used as well. And I really enjoyed making these granny squares because once you get the hang of it, they're super easy and you don't have to think that hard, which is really nice. So crochet actually has been a really nice filler for me when I'm just too mentally tired to follow a cross-stitch pattern, but I can just zone out and do some crochet. So this is what I have so far. So this is what it looks like. So I've been stitching all of the squares together to hopefully make a cute cardigan. You can see the back portion is here, and then I've got the 2 front flaps. And then I need to work on the side pieces right here. And then last but not least, the sleeves, of course. So I'm going to try and do a cuff on each of the sleeves, which I've found a really good tutorial, and I'll make sure to link that below. But I think it's turning out really cute, and it's been a really great learning piece for me. Let me just say that I have definitely learned my lesson, that I need to make sure that I am weaving in all of my ends as I go, rather than waiting till the last moment, because it is very painful when you have 50 squares, you have to weave all of those ends in at once. That is very painful and not fun, so I've definitely learned my lesson on that. But I'm excited to get back to this and hopefully make some progress for you guys. So just a week ago, I started another crochet whip, and this actually has a really nice story to go along with it. But I work as an administrative assistant on a very large multi-site lymphoma epidemiology research study, and we recently celebrated Administrative Professionals Day, and I actually received a lovely gift from my team that I work with. But not only did they write me some incredibly kind, lovely messages, they also gave me a Caribou card and a $100 Joann's gift card. And as you can imagine, I was in absolute shock. That was so nice of them. They know me too well. So I was super excited to check out my local Joann's and buy some more yarn for a project that I was excited for. So this is actually the project that I started. So this is a beautiful Lion Brand yarn in the color Fern, and I am making another cardigan. And I think I'm just so obsessed with making cardigans because the designs are always big and boxy and super easy to put together. So it's a really good beginner project, and then something I can wear and use, which I also really appreciate. But this is what I have so far. So this is the back panel, and it's almost complete. I probably have about maybe 6 or 7 more inches to do. And then I'm going to start working on the front panels and the sleeves. But I do have a really good tutorial that I found from AC Crochets about how to make this stitch. And I will make sure to link her channel down below. She's got so many incredible videos, and I'm actually really excited to try more of her designs. So next I wanted to share my newest design in my Raptors and Fruit series called Kestrel Kiwi. So this design is design 2 out of 6, which will represent all 6 families of raptors, including eagles, owls, hawks, falcons, ospreys, and kites. And this is actually an American Kestrel, and he represents the falcon family. In fact, he is North America's smallest falcon species. And as I'm sure you can tell, I absolutely adore kestrels. They have such bright, beautiful colors, and they are so pretty. But as I'm sure you all know, raptors most definitely don't eat fruit, and I have surrounded him with things that he would eat, including insects like cicadas and a green darner dragonfly, but he'll also eat small mammals like mice as well. I also put in a little birdhouse because American Kestrels are cavity nesters, so they really do like to nest in hollowed out dead trees, but they will actually also use nest boxes. And if you're interested in encouraging American Kestrels to come to your yard, and if you want to help with conservation efforts, I actually have a really good resource for building your own nest box, which I will link down below. But I really hope you enjoy my newest design, and I'll also quickly show you the first of my series, Red Tail Raspberries, which I talked more about in one of my previous videos. So if you're interested, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. On to some freebie patterns. So I actually found lots of really cool freebie patterns on the DMC website. and I'm going to start flashing them on the screen here. But we've got a crow, we've got a European starling, like tropical birds, sharks, dolphins, turtles, whales. I was actually pretty amazed at the selection of free animal stitching that they had. I was really surprised. So you do have to sign up for their newsletter in order to download the pattern, but I'm sure you can unsubscribe after downloading what you'd like. So definitely check it out. I will have the links down below. So the only crafty acquisitions I have for this month are the other products that I bought using my Joann's gift card, but I'll show you a couple here. So I did buy a 6mm hook and little stitch markers. This has been super helpful. And I also bought this really amazing yarn bag that looks like this. So it's an amazing yarn bag where you can store or carry your yarn balls in here, and then you can feed the yarn through one of these little holes right here. So you've got tangle-free transportable yarn. It has a nice little pocket on the front, and I love it so much. But this is what it's called, the Big Twist Storage all-in-one vertical storage tote, and I got that at Joann's, and that was definitely worth the money, and it has definitely upped my crochet game. Alright, moving on to giveaways. So on video 6, I wanted to give away a PDF copy of my chart called Step by Step. And this chart is 155 by 149 stitches with 14 DMC colors. And this chart was won by Lisa Bobin. So congratulations, Lisa, on winning the PDF copy of the chart. Lisa, if you wouldn't mind reaching out to me at my email address listed below, then I can send you your chart. And thank you everyone for playing. I really appreciate it. So for this video, I'd like to give away a PDF copy of my chart called Red Tail Raspberries. And this chart has 17 DMC colors and is 130 by 180 stitches. And if this is something that you're interested in stitching and would like to be entered to possibly win a PDF copy, please write the word raspberry in your comment below. Raspberry. So as always, please be 18 years old. At least 18 years old. Please be a subscriber and please like the video. So good luck, everyone. I have a recommendation of a wonderful Flosstuber that you should definitely watch and you should be subscribed to. Now, I've been watching Lori from Mischievous Stitches for years now, and she just recently came back after a long break. And seeing her newest video pop up, I was so excited. But she has absolutely beautiful projects and is just the sweetest person ever. I love her so much. So please check out her videos and subscribe to her, and her information will be listed down below. Alright, Stitchy friends, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like on the video, comment down below, and check out my Etsy page, which of course is also linked down below. And please follow me at Mud Puppy Stitchery on Instagram to keep an eye on what I'm doing in between videos. So I appreciate you so very much, and I hope to see you in about a month. So take care, do some bird watching, and stitch all of the things. Bye-bye!